And let me tell you that somebody started recording. Oh, well, good. Let me tell you that, well, we need to organize our time. You know, you read about metacognitive strategies, and this is going to be very important for you to establish the stages of the day, the times, the places, and how you're going to carry out each of the tasks. It's a matter of keeping a balance between your chores, what you need to do at school, and the things you need to do for your own life. Let me tell you that this is going to be decreasing eventually for the course. At the beginning, you're going to have to carry out plenty of tasks because I think they're important and because they are enhancing your learning. But eventually, we'll need to focus only on vocabulary chart, journal, and flashcards. Of course, dynamics in class are going to be constant with the presentations, but you will see how, you know, the pieces of homework are going to be diminishing and are going to be decreasing, and the complexity is going to be lower. So I don't want you to feel stressed or overwhelmed because of the tasks I'm asking you to carry out, but to motivate yourself because they are activities and tasks which aim at enhancing awareness and developing language, as well as identifying your learning strategies. Another point that I identify regarding your insights into the course, and you know, I was reading your journals, is the fact that the class is all in English. And some of you might be at a loss in the, and I think you don't need to worry. We need to keep on working this way because this is the only input you're getting. I mean, comprehensible and real input you're getting from school. Of course, you can surf the net, you can meet up new friends who are native speakers, English native speakers. You can also join groups in order to learn culture and to read literature and to try to be involved in what the English language represents. But the closest contact with the language regarding school, well, is the classroom. We cannot be face to face, and that's why I think, you know, following up the courses we have, the sessions we have online should be in English so that you can keep up with the rhythm and get used to it, because this is going to be the basis for you to develop, you know, from now on during your BA studies, in order to be able to understand, to produce, to speak up, to communicate, and to become competent. You don't need to understand every single word, but you can watch the session again and again, because remember that I'm recording the sessions at all times, and you can watch them if you go to Eminus. And this is going to be practice for you. You also are able to ask a classmate about queries, questions, and you can send me an email. Eventually, you will get used to my accent, to my pronunciation, to the words I use, and to the dynamics of the course, you know, and that's going to be more beneficial than using Spanish in those sessions. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. You know, we are here to learn English, and this is going to be the best option for you to be in touch with the English language. It's going to be an interaction, you know. There is a silent period for most of us, you know. There is a silent period for you where you're just getting the input, and then you'll be able to speak up, but you're going to be expressing what you gotta do, what you got inside by means of working with your tasks. And that's the way I'm listening to you. I'm reading your journals. I'm revising your flashcards. I'm following your dynamics in class, your pieces of homework. I'm reading your charts with the words you're learning. And I think this is a dialogue. Yeah. At the moment you're listening to me, and you usually attend lectures, presentations, etc. So it's to keep it short and sweet. You know, to keep it to keep a conversation and negotiation, and to keep on practicing. You know, I think there is a reason for doing this in this way, and you will get used to the procedures, and it's going to be bearing fruit sooner than later. So I don't think you need to feel overwhelmed or frustrated or anxious at all, but you should be motivated to keep on going, and I think we are doing a very good job. Is trying to achieve the goals we set at the beginning, and I think we are doing it somehow, you know, regardless of the digital divide and working online. So I feel very optimistic about your development so far. I've been checking your flashcards and your work, and I think we are doing very well. Today, well, I wanted to start with those two elements because today we're gonna have a challenging lesson. It's gonna be a lesson focused on reading comprehension, and it's not gonna be easy at all. I'm gonna need you to be concentrated by all means, to be focused, yeah, to be energetic, and to be patient. Okay, patience is one characteristic you need to develop. We're going to go over a text. We're going to have a reading session because I want you to discover or explore. Yeah, I want you to explore a good way to learn new lexis, more words, vocabulary, not isolated, but integrated by means of shedding light on particles of the language, which is suffixes, and that's the title of our meeting, suffix. But before checking up suffixes, we need to go for the process of reading. Okay, so if you agree and you feel comfortable with, I'm gonna share my screen with you. Share my screen. Please try to keep concentrated. It's very difficult. I can't even concentrate for more than 5 minutes, and I'm thinking about lunch or breakfast, yeah, or the garbage collector, right? But give it a go. Try it hard. Okay, I'm gonna start sharing my screen. Where is it? Oh, shoot, wait a sec. Hold on. Wait. It's loading. It's loading. It's loading. Okay. I'm gonna start sharing this. Okay, this is the one. This is it. Check it out. You able to see? Yeah. Okay, people. You can't work in pairs. No, you can't. It's not gonna be feasible. But what I want you to do is to read the following quotation and then reflect on the quotation. This is the quotation, okay? Ask yourself the following questions. Do you think this is good advice? Is it easy to do it? Well, for us to reflect, let's read it together. Learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. Eleanor Roosevelt, a diplomat. Okay? Learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. Do you think this is good advice? Well, it could, right? It could be good advice, really good advice. However, it's not that easy to do it. And history has shown that. Otherwise, we wouldn't keep on fighting each other, right? And we are constantly repeating words, World War I, World War II, nations fighting each other. We seem to repeat somehow all those mistakes. For example, your mother, or your father. They tell you, don't go out late at night. It's going to be dangerous for you. Don't do it, please. Take care, stay home. But you really want to experience, right? You really want to live your life. And you want to learn things by yourself. So we are natural born explorers. To a certain extent, we human beings like to learn by error and trial. We need to make mistakes in order to learn. Life would be all too easy by avoiding others' mistakes so that you don't repeat it, right? But that's all too easy. The reality is that it's very hard to learn from others' mistakes. That's why we keep on making mistakes. That's why we keep on screwing it up at all times. Because we learn by experiencing, by trying out, by taking up new challenges. Although we should keep a balance and we should listen to others, because sometimes we can learn by analysis, we can learn by reflection and by a common sense instead of facing the consequences of making serious mistakes. Now, regarding languages, we do need to make mistakes in order to learn. There's no other way. Learning languages is a process. It's a long process. It doesn't happen from morning to night, it doesn't happen in a month. It doesn't even happen in a year. It's a long process. I mean, to become competent, you need to go over different competences such as cultural competence, linguistic competence, communicative competence, pragmatic competence, semantic competence. So we have all this competence umbrella that make up, the proficiency for languages. And well, it's good advice to learn from others, but it's also important to experience by our own. Take out your own reflections. Now, we're going to read an article. It's going to be a paper about two very famous people, Confucius, an ancient philosopher, and Nelson Mandela. Oh, no, sorry, no. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela from South Africa. Okay. What you need to do is to type or write down these two names, Confucius 1, Nelson Mandela 2. And you're going to match them with the lessons they taught in the past. There is one extra type of lesson. There is one you don't need to use. The lessons are the following. A lesson that is difficult to do. B, A lesson that has been misunderstood, misinterpreted. Z, a lesson that's been forgotten, a lesson that nobody else remembers, a lesson that nobody remembers anymore. It's been forgotten. 3 different lessons, 2 different people. Okay? Now, please try to concentrate. Try to keep focused. I'm gonna take a sip of water. You can do it as well. Take a look at the following text. Here you have Confucius. Yeah, this is Confucius, believe it or not. And Nelson Mandela. Let's read the text together. It's a short text, okay? It's a short text, but it's not easy. So you need to be really concentrated. Let's do it together. Learning from the past. Learning from the past. Why do we never seem to learn the lessons of the past? The actions of others could point the way for us in the future. But either we forget these lessons or we deliberately choose to misinterpret them, or knowing them, we simply fail to act on them. Because of the economic boom in China, its government has been in recent years about selfish motives overtaking society. Many Chinese have been saying for some time that the traditional values of harmony, respect, hard work have been lost. So, a few years ago, the government focused attention again on the teachings of Confucius, the ancient philosopher. Prior to the 1990s, Confucianism had not been fashionable, but now, in a country which is currently developing at a decent speed, it offers a sense of stability and order. The Confucian saying that nowadays some subject government's philosophy is harmonious society. Sometimes it is difficult to learn from the past because the standards of the teacher are so high. This is certainly the case with Nelson Mandela, who preached the message of reconciliation to 2 sides in South Africa who hated each other deeply. Mandela had always been ideologically committed to peace, and while he was living in prison, he became determined that reconciliation was the only way to unite its divided country. All those who strive for peace know that in the long term they will have to begin this dialogue. Yet, few are able to follow the example set by Mandela because it requires such a high degree of unselfishness. It seems that heeding this warning not to be selfish is perhaps the hardest lesson of all for people to learn. And here you have a gray box, with vocabulary design, adjective, pronunciation, very fast and confusing. This is the meaning. Remember how to use the dictionary. Reconciliation, it's a noun. Here you have the pronunciation. You can see the schwa sound, the schwa, reconciliation, making peace and reestablishing relations. Very similar to the one we have in Spanish, right? Reconciliation. But you have the schwa sound twice in a single word. Then you have, if you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. That's Mandela's. Consideration for others is the basis of a good life, a good society. Confucianism. Very well. Now, take a look at this, okay? We have Confucius Nelson Mandela, and we have three different thoughts. The first one, a lesson that is difficult to add on, a lesson difficult to do. Who would be the philosopher that thought that lesson? Let's say, anybody? Any volunteer?
Me, Lucy.
Yes. Ah,
Lucia.
Lucy. Thank you, Lucy. Yeah. Thank you for your answer.
Yes, I think it's Nelson Mandela
Okay. Let's check
because
here.
I remember the a fragment in the text because bueno, se necesita you have to be very like humble. Decía algo así como que no tener egoísmo.
Not to be selfish,
Entonces yo digo
right?
que eso es algo pues difícil, ¿no? Pero no imposible.
Okay, thank you very much, Lucy. Ah, Lucy, you are right. Very well. Excellent. Very well. Thank you for your participation. Now, V, a lesson that's been misinterpreted. A lesson that's been misinterpreted, misunderstood.
It's Confucius.
Okay, what's your name?
Yvonne.
Ah, Yvonne, thank you, Yvonne. Okay. And finally, a lesson that has been forgotten, that nobody remembers anymore.
Me.
Yeah,
Lucy, otra vez.
Lucy,
Bueno, yo
yeah.
había puesto Confucius en la letra C porque se había dicho que China como que volvió a retomar la filosofía o lo que había dicho él debido al crecimiento de la economía o los problemas que tenía. Entonces, en los 90s o algo así, por lo que leí, o antes, cuando él estaba vivo o estaba como que predicando lo que él pensaba, no era como que algo que estuviera de moda, sino que decidieron retomarlo ya después. Entonces siento que por eso va con la C. Fue algo que cuidado, pero decidieron retomarlo.
Okay, you are totally right. Yeah, you're right, Lucy. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Yvonne. Very well. Yeah, a lesson that's been misinterpreted or misunderstood. Well, you know, it's not certainly any, but it could. Yeah, the thing is that these kinds of exercises, these kinds of activities require to focus on main ideas, you know, rather than going word by word, right? Doesn't work that way, it doesn't make any sense. Good job. So we have Confucius and Nelson Mandela's philosophies, right? Difficult to do it, yeah. And a lesson that people is actually coming back, you know, they're coming back to it. Very well. Let's keep on going. You're doing excellent. Now, when reading a text that is long for us, or when listening to people, or when listening to tracks, which require our concentration for more than 5 minutes, we actually follow strategies, such as concentrating on main ideas, principal speech, principal dialogues, and then, you know, coming out with your own understanding. Not even, you know, people who got the C2 level according to the Common European Framework. Follow every single word native speakers utter, you know, produce. But we actually focus on the main idea so that we can understand and keep up with the conversation. Well, written discourse might be the same, yeah, not only oral discourse, but written one, because we can focus on the title of the text, keywords, main message, main ideas, and then we can go over true and false tasks, matching tasks, heading tasks, etc. In what follows, you know, we have a true and false exercise that I want you to go over, okay? Let's try to remember the main ideas of the text. Number one. Sorry, needed to take a sip of water. Sometimes people don't want to understand the lessons of the past. According to the text, is this true or false?
It's true.
It's true.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah. Number two, a lot of Chinese people feel that their society has turned its back on the past. Could this be true or false?
False.
Okay, remember, a lesson that has been forgotten. A lesson that has been forgotten. Okay, and it has to do with Confucius. A lot of Chinese people feel that their society has turned its back on the past.
It's true.
Okay, true or false?
True.
True.
Porque en el texto decía que la gente de China, bueno, ya ve que tienen como una cultura muy estricta, entonces el texto menciona de que se han olvidado del pasado.
Okay, yeah, Yvonne, right? Are you Yvonne?
Sí, allá.
Okay, okay, thank you. Very well. True or false? Well, let's figure it out. Let's see. China's rapid development has begun to slow down. Has begun to decrease. True or false?
It's false.
It's false, okay. It's false. No worry. Nelson Mandela wanted the two sides in South Africa to stop fighting.
It's true.
True.
Okay, following your common sense. Mandela was not opposed to violence in principle. True or false?
False.
Okay.
False.
The writer suggests that most people are too selfish. True or false? What do you think?
It's true.
Okay, let's see. Oh, very well. You're so intelligent and sensible. Excellent job, students. Wow, anyways, good. Let's keep on going. This is going to be our activity. Pay attention, please. Pay attention. Find expressions in the paper, in the text, for the following definitions. Number one, to show the right direction. To show the right direction. It's in paragraph 1. I'm going to go to paragraph 1, and I want you to identify the expression that refers to this definition. To show the right direction. Okay, let's go to paragraph 1. This is paragraph 1. Which expression refers to show the right direction? Please, if you find it, let me know. Paragraph 1. To show the right direction. What is the phrase that means to show the right direction?
Point.
Sorry? Can you repeat that? Yeah, can you repeat that, please? Yeah.
Point.
Point. That is correct. Very well. What's your name?
Antonio.
Antonio. Yeah. Sorry. Forgot. Yeah. Still learning your names. Almost done. Yeah. By the way. Yeah, Antonio. That's right. The actions of others could show the right direction for us in the future. Could show the right direction, could point the way. So instead of using show the right direction, you could use point the way. And your vocabulary repertoire might be increasing, developing, evolving. And as a result, your level of English is going to become more competent. Good job. Let's check it. Show the right direction, point the way. Very well, Antonio. Now, next definition. Summarizes an idea or approach. Summarizes an idea or approach. In paragraph 3, which expression means to summarize an idea or approach? Let's go to paragraph 3. Summarizes an idea or approach. This is paragraph 3. Summarizes an idea or approach. Can anybody identify it? Summarizes an idea or approach. Yeah, go ahead. Summarizes an idea or approach.
Sums up.
Sums up. That's right. Very well. Sums up. The Confucian saying that nowadays sums up the government's philosophy is harmony in society. Sums up, to summarize an idea or approach. To sum up. So now instead of using summarize, you can use to sum up. Sum up. Here you have. Sums up the government's philosophy. Great job. Great job. Jorge? No, Jorge no. Jose?
Alan.
Sorry, Alan. Oh my God, can be more silly. Sorry, Alan. Yeah, very well. Number 3. Work hard towards a goal. Work hard towards an objective. Paragraph 5. Let's go to paragraph 5. Work hard towards a goal. This is paragraph 5. Paragraph 5. Work hard towards a goal. Which is the expression that matches the definition to work hard towards a goal? This is paragraph 5.
Strive.
Strive for. That is correct. Very well. Strive for. Strive for is a phrasal verb. It's got 2 particles, and it means to work hard towards a goal. All those who work hard towards peace know that in the long run, this strive, not easy at all, not easy. Very well. Strive for. Excellent. Number 4, we're about to finish. To copy someone's behavior. Copy someone's behavior. Paragraph 5 again. Here you have paragraph 5. To copy someone's behavior. Can anybody catch it? To copy someone's behavior. Anybody?
Follow the example.
Follow the example very well. Yet few are able to follow the example set by Mandela. To follow the example is to copy Mandela's behavior. Follow the example. Very good. Excellent. Follow the example set by Mandela. The last one. The last one. Yeah, thank you for your patience. Oh, I'm sorry. Paying attention to danger. Paying attention to danger. Paragraph 5. Let's go back again there. Try to identify the expression that matches the definition. Paying attention to danger. Did anybody catch it?
Hidden this warning.
Heed this warning. That is correct. Very well. It seems that heeding this warning, okay, it seems that paying attention to this, not to be selfish, indeed, is perhaps the hardest lesson of all for people to learn. Heed this warning, sorry. Heed this warning. Pay attention to danger. Very well, excellent job. Brilliant. Now, check it out. We have a gray box. We have a gray box. Okay. It says word building. Remember that we have the word in the text, selfish. We also have selfishness, unselfishness. In English, we have prefixes and suffixes. So today, I want to shed light on suffixes and how words can be transformed by means of adding suffixes, and how your learning might be increasing in terms of your repertoire by becoming aware of suffixes and how to work with them. This is actually very important for your competence, because eventually you will have to sit for certification exams, and you will have to be able to transform words from one part of the speech to another, from one grammatical category to another. In this case, an adjective into a noun. Take, for example, the adjective kind. You are so kind. You're really kind. They were really kind. It can be changed into a noun by means of adding a suffix, which is a very common one in English, NESS, kindness. The same happened with selfish. If we add the suffix ness, it's not an adjective anymore. And remember that we have already studied the different parts of the speech: verbs, nouns, adjectives, conjunctions, interjections, adverbs, etc. Remember, this was the previous task. Now we're able to discriminate the parts of the speech, and we know the difference between a noun and an adjective. Well, this is going to be very important for development and for learning vocabulary, for learning Lexis. I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to start sharing a PowerPoint presentation for you. Okay. Check it out. I share this PowerPoint presentation with you all so that you can know what you need to do next. Third, yeah. Okay. Now, the previous task was not easy. It was challenging indeed. It was a challenging one. But you did it very well, patiently, with commitment, and in a very straightforward manner. The explanation here in this slide says we can add NESS, a suffix, to the end of an adjective to make nouns describing human qualities. It's very common to do it, but it's not a rule. Indeed, we need to create our own patterns according to our personality type and the way we see how words, phrases, and grammar are constructed. They're built up differently according to one's perception. Now we have homework, okay? For this week, here we have to design 20 flashcards. I know some of you were using Canva, it's okay. Some of you work with PDF, others with a PowerPoint. But you need to continue working with your flashcards, okay? For this time, you're going to design 20 flashcards, which include suffixes. This is an example of a suffix, but there are more, okay? We have ly, for example. We have th, for example. And we have more suffixes. When you add suffixes, some adjectives or words, other words, other parts of the speech, change the grammatical category for each of them. If instead of kindness, you write kindly, it's not a noun anymore. It's not an adjective anymore, but it becomes an adverb. If instead of happy, which is an adjective, and happiness, which is a noun, you write happily, ly at the end, well, the suffix is changing the part of the speech of the word, and it turns into an adverb. So that's what we need to organize, categorize, and systematize by our own. And we need to be aware of how the function of the words change according to the suffix. That's why you need to design 20 flashcards with different suffixes, okay? For you to focus and remember how the part of the speech changes. Include the word, underline the suffix, and state the part of the speech the word belongs to. If you want to add a sample sentence in your flashcard, it's okay. If you don't, well, that would be enough. Now, we should have played a memory game, in a classroom, but the thing is that we are not working face to face, so I found it really difficult to work with the memory game in a virtual manner because I don't even have it, in that format. I just have it in my hands, and it was going to be really, really hard. What I decided to do was to take some of the words from the memory game we should have played for you to identify how you can change them into nouns. So this is going to be another piece of homework for you. You need to change crazy, which is an adjective, into a noun. Of course, you're going to do it in your dynamics in class section. You're going to add it there, writing the date at the top. You're going to do the same with kindness, craziness. And there will be this problem which we'll figure out subconsciously and automatically that the spelling is going to be different. It's not craziness with Y anymore, but with I. C-R-A-Z-I-N-E-S-S, craziness. the same as happiness, right? So the more you write it, the more likely you are to store it in your schemata, you know, and that's why you're gonna be working with these words, and you can actually include them in your vocabulary charts for this week. But that's gonna be your decision, okay? You're gonna find some exceptions, and that's why you need to do the task individually for homework. Let's say the word healthy, it's an adjective. But how can you change it into a noun? Healthness? No, I don't think so. It's not quite common, right? So how can you change the adjective healthy into a noun?
Skipping the Y to...
Yeah, that's right. By writing health, right? Very well. Well, this is what you need to do. You know, you need to think and to explore and look up each of the words and come up with their noun form. Nervousness. But what about little? Can we transform it into littleness? Perhaps, but that's what you need to do. Okay, this is going to be your homework. Sour. You're going to include this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Slow. And the following ones. Check it out. Adjectives into nouns. Long, strong, clairvoyant, young. Well, young is repeated. It was already there. Beardy, clean, high, born, warm, awake. And then you're gonna find different suffixes so that they can become nouns. Okay, so we have 21, 2, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 words. It's gonna be very easy. Okay, very well. Oh, that's gonna be carried out in your dynamics in class. You will also need to continue working with your vocabulary chart. 10 words for this week. The flashcards, 20 flashcards for this week. Your journal for the corresponding week. This is the 4th entry. Okay. And this dynamics in class. Eventually, as I said, as I told you before, the amount of homework is going to be decreasing. Okay, so keep up with the rhythm. Be patient. Make an effort, an extra effort. Eventually, homework is going to be cut down. Okay, so don't worry, don't get stressed. I think this is doable, this is feasible, and I don't think that's going to be a nightmare for you or anything similar. Now, part of your previous homework was to investigate task-based strategies and metacognitive strategies. You actually designed a plan, you know, for this term regarding your learning strategies. I was checking your work. Yeah, I was commenting some of them, and I think you did very well. But still, you know, yet you continue shedding light on the fact that homework was somehow overwhelming. Well, you need to remember that you need to work on your metacognitive strategies, and this has to do with an awareness procedure. Yeah, you need to discover the moments in a day in which you feel more comfortable in order to work in the task for this learning experience. The time, the way you're gonna do it, the place, whether your bedroom, the living room, you know, or if you can only work at night, you need to organize yourself. These are metacognitive strategies. They have to do with self-consciousness about what you're doing. You know, they recognize your feelings. If you feel very well in the afternoon for going over these strategies tasks, well, identify it and try to take advantage of that. So check again, you know, the perceptions, well, the insights into metacognitive strategies. Okay, explore again what they are and identify 3 examples of metacognitive strategies that you employ today in this online session. Maybe when reading, or perhaps when listening to me, or when trying to figure out the tasks, the homework. Identify those metacognitive strategies you used for making sure that you know what they are and for making sure you're keeping track of your own learning. Okay, so you're going to include these 3 examples of metacognitive strategies you used in your dynamics in class. Okay, and you're gonna upload it to the corresponding folder in the same file or in a different file. It's up to you. Most of you are working in the same one. That's okay. Perfect. Okay. That's gonna be for homework as well. And this is the last piece of homework. These are the references. Here you have Kramer, Gardner, multiple intelligences, and Nonan, you know, regarding autonomy and self-direct learning. O'Malley and Chameau, which have to do with this has to do with learning strategies in a taxonomy, and of course an authority regarding learning strategies, which is Oxford. You know, Oxford's work. It's a classification of language learning strategies, which is going to be present during our course. You know, very frequently. Well, here you have the references in case you want to research more. And thank you for your time. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for your commitment and for your committed pieces of homework. They were really valuable. You're doing a great job. Just need to keep on going, making an extra effort, keeping up with the rhythm of the course. And I promise that this will bear fruit for you sooner than later. You will become more competent. You will learn. You just need to keep on going. Okay. I strongly believe you're doing a very nice job. You're doing great. Okay. So let's try to keep on going on the correct track. We are doing very well. Now, does anybody have a comment? Does anybody have a question?
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah, okay. First, Lucia. Lucy.
Sí, tengo una pregunta sobre las flashcards. ¿Tienen que ser 20 flashcards diferentes con 20 diferentes suffixes? ¿O puedo repetir, por ejemplo, el suffix less?
It can be repeated. It can be repeated as long as you employed and include, you know, different suffixes. Yeah, you could use 5 flashcards with NES, 5 flashcards with LY, 5 flashcards with EH, or 5 flashcards with EN. Okay, you just keep a balance. Okay, Lucy?
Ok, gracias.
Thank
Sí,
you.
Gracias.
Now, another one.
Profe, una pregunta. Empieza.
Okay.
¿Podría repetir lo de las flashcards? Es que se fue la luz en mi casa.
Oh my dog, Alan. Yeah, this is the digital divide. I'm going to explain that in a succinct fashion, in a few words. And remember that you can also watch the presentation, today's session, if you go to Eminus, okay? Because it's been recorded. But yeah, you need to design 20 flashcards, Alan. Sí. 20 flashcards. The way you are doing it, you know, some people are using a PDF, some others PowerPoint, others are using online resources, tools such as Canva or Readlang, etc. You're gonna keep on designing flashcards, 20 for this week. And they need to include suffixes, the root word and how the suffix changes the part of the speech. Underline or highlight or emphasize the suffix and establish how they change in relation to grammatical categories.
Okay.
The presentation is going to be recorded. You can watch it later. If you missed any piece of information, it's going to be there to Eminus. Okay, uploaded there.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan. Now, Marifer.
Sí, profe, yo tenía una duda. Ve que puso unas palabras que teníamos, bueno, decía memory y eran 22 palabras. Esa actividad la hacemos en Dynamic.
That's right.
Okay, gracias.
Yeah, and it's not 21 words, but they were 30 because there were 2 slides. Remember, 2 slides. Okay.
Teacher,
well.
yo tengo una duda.
Jocelyn, yeah.
Lo del memorama, bueno, hay que incluirlo en las dinámicas de clase, pero ¿qué hay que hacerle?
You need to change the noun, the adjectives into nouns.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Very well.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Maestro, yo tengo una duda. ¿El memorama lo podemos hacer en cualquier medio digital?
It's not a memory game, you know. It's not a memory game, Valeria. No.
Okay.
The memory game. Good question. Thank you for asking that question.
Sí.
The memory game was for us to play when working face to face. You know, I actually had the memory game here. You know. But we can't do it because we're working online. So the slides I just show you are for you to rescue the words and word with the words, not with the memory game, with the words, for changing them from from adjectives into nouns. Okay? But you don't need to create a memory. You just need to work on them. You need to create flashcards. That's.
Okay. Sí, está bien. Gracias, maestro.
Thank you, buddy. Another person? Yeah, go ahead. Listening to you. No questions? Well, maybe a comment? Does anybody have a comment or insights into the process of the course? Or...
Yo sí, profe.
Yeah, Valeria.
Me gustó mucho cómo trabajamos con así como más interactivo con las lecturas y que participaron. Y así. Estaría bien que la mayoría de las clases fueran así. Me parecen más entretenidas.
Sí, la verdad.
I will take it into account.
Gracias.
Yeah. Well, I think we can stop it here. This was short and sweet. It was quite enough. You have your pieces of homework. I'm going to be on the alert. I will be checking your work consistently. And well, now you are actually linking content from the course. Remember, we started with the parts of the speech. Then we move towards the International Phonetic Alphabet. And now we're working with suffixes, just like a triangle. and then we will continue with a different topic. But before that, you really need to work on your flashcards and to practice with suffixes so that we can continue. I'm gonna be checking your work and gonna be very close to it. So please, let's continue working in a committed way. Congratulations for your work, for your attitude. I think we are working together and we are helping each other. We are trying to support each other. Okay.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yeah, Janet, Janet Montserrat.
When do we have to deliver the task?
Well, we had established that you should do it on Thursday, but I'm gonna give you a little bit more time. I was reading your journals, and most of you are concerned because you need to organize yourself regarding different tasks, you know, from other learning experiences for this one. So I guess you can do it on Monday at the latest, okay? Next Monday at the latest, because we are meeting up on Tuesday and well, I need to check that previously. So for this week, you can do it for Monday so that you can have some more days to work on, right? Okay, Janet?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, let's try to be empathetic. This is a negotiation. I'm always open to listen to you. I try to be empathetic. I know you're really busy. I am really busy as well. You can't imagine. But I can make an effort and I will work extra time on Monday so that I can check your work on that day. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. If you don't have any more comments or queries or questions, I guess we can stop the session now. Remember, it's going to be uploaded to Eminus. And thank you for your patience and work.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day. Take care of
Thank you,
yourself.
thank you.
Have a
You
lovely
too, teacher.
breakfast or lunch, snack, whatever.
Thank you.
We keep
The
in
same.
touch. You can send me an email at any time, remember, okay? Take care. Have a lovely day.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna stop recording, okay? Stop recording.